Hey everyone, so just thought I'd film a quick little more fun video than yesterday update on the Lake Tanganyika display tank that we got. It has been changed a bit actually since the last time, so that's why. Obviously there's now crypts in the front. Some of them submerged, some of them immersed. We'll see how they go. I'm not... they might die, but see how they go. It's a bit fun. And then instead of, there was a coconut cave covered in Java, needle leaf Java fin, but instead I just put a rock covered in it because I don't know. I thought I'd just open up this front bit a bit more for the fish, give them a bit more room. So stocking wise, we just got the Neolampologus brevis shell dwellers. And there's another one. And then we've also got the Jewelitochromistic feldi. These guys are so awesome. Love their colours. They're probably... I just love jewelries so much. I reckon that they're one that, like, people should keep... More people should keep just, like, a little, like, 70-litre tank with just a pair of jewelries and, some plants and stuff. And I reckon that would be so much more fun for a lot of people than the classic, like, I want a fish with personality, I'm going to go for a better. Like, and I think it's a way better option. Better option. But yeah, I think it would be a perfect option for so many people. The other thing we've got going on, which I will try to show you, is we've got the Julies. Focus. The Julies have been breeding. There's one. So I think last time I counted there was 4 distinct generations in this tank. I don't actually... Man, this is difficult. I don't actually know where they spawn or anything, but fry keep popping out, so I'm not going to complain. And they're actually really peaceful with each other, which is good. Like, they just kind of do their own thing and doesn't cause any dramas with violence or anything like that, so that's good. There they are. But yeah, they're so cool. I think they must be spawning somewhere down under there, but I have no idea. I've tried to look a few times, but no dice. Oh, there's a bristlenose just hanging out, doing his thing. So yeah, in terms of filtration for this tank, we just got the 2 Aqua One sponge filters. One there and then that one in behind there. I really like the Aqua One sponge filters just because I think they look so much nicer than like a normal sponge filter. Like, for kind of display type purposes, I reckon they're perfect. Like, if you stand back... Oh, glare much. If you stand back here and look at the full tank, you can't even really see them. They kind of just blend into the background. Like, I've had many times where people have asked me how I filter it because you just don't see it. But it's good. It doesn't suck up any fry. Does the job perfectly well, so that's good. In terms of feeding for this tank, what do we do for feeding? They get live baby brine shrimp and rapashi grub pie every day. And that's pretty much it. Like, nothing too crazy. So the brine shrimp's just over here. They get maybe brine shrimp, say once, maybe around 11 a.m. or something like that. And then they'll get a little glob of grub pie maybe 5 o'clock. And yeah, that's about it. They don't get it every day, probably. It's probably more like every other day they get fed. But yeah, it's more than enough to keep them all fat and happy. You can see these 2 guys having a bit of a scrap. Just love the shell dwellers for this little attitude trouble they've got going on, their little squabbles and that. So much fun. And you can see also, they actually got some quite cool colour. So the brevis we get in New Zealand is the sunspot brevis, as you can see here. And they got obviously my favourite part is the blue eye. I really love the blue eye. I don't know why. It just does it for me. Oh, big yawnies. Oh, I missed it. Had a big yawn. But yeah, I don't know why. Just the blue eye. It just does it for me, man. Someone's a bit grumpy. They have been a bit grumpy since I added all the plants because the shells used to scatter all across this front part. But then I cleared out this area so I could put the plants, and then since then everyone's been a bit grumpy, but that's fine. No one does any actual damage or anything to each other, so that's the main thing. What else? I don't know what else I have to tell you. This is the other thing, is just have heaps of duckweed in this tank. I just love it. It looks so cool. I think it's like, hey, Anubia's floating away. I think just even aesthetically, I just love it so much. I think it adds quite a fun little layer, and like the way it kind of diffuses the light into the tank, I think is really fun. Man, there's so many little jewelies in there. I did not realize how many there were. And then the other thing, I also got just these little plants here next to the tank. I think looks quite cool. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it gives, this whole tank kind of has a bit of a jungle vibe going on. Like, as you can see, there's like this peace lily and the Monstera adansonii there. And then this side, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm thinking I'm going to put it up on the wall, but there's like a golden pothos, Monstera adansonii, another golden pothos, like this big one that loops along here, and then dips down into this tank, and then, as you can see, it's rooting into the Simburna tank, which they do polish off some of the roots, but they're growing better than I was expecting they would be, to be honest. And then it just comes out across here. So yeah, I think it's really cool. It gives like a real nice kind of jungle vibe to this tank. You know, the good thing about these guys is they're African cichlids you can do plants with. Not anything too crazy, like, you know, I wouldn't be growing any hair grass or something in here, but you know, your epiphyte plants, terrestrial plants, maybe some crypts. This is a bit of an experiment. I'll keep you updated if it's a failed experiment, but yeah, that's about all with these guys. But yeah, I mean, I'm a massive advocate for the Tanganyikan cichlids. Like, they're just so much fun, and they're much more accessible for people than, you know, your Lake Malawi stuff, that even the smallest stuff is going to need a fair bit of room. So yeah, I think a lot more people would get so much more out of keeping these guys, especially in like the sort of beginner, more casual hobbyist space. So yeah, these are the roots, by the way. I didn't know if I showed you those. Very lush. Sometimes you see like the jollies in that, like cruising in amongst them, like picking out, like, you know, I'm sure there's like little bits of food and detritus and like microalgae and stuff that gets stuck in there that they munch on. So, you know, it's good fun. The other thing as well is I dose this tank with this here. This is the APT Complete Tour Aquarius fertilizer. I don't do it every day, probably like, I mean, it's just whenever I remember, like, oh, I actually haven't done it today. But no, it's just like whenever I remember, like maybe I'd say on average 3 times a week-ish. Just because plants were struggling, and since I've been dosing it, some of them have come back to life. I know that these aren't the world's healthiest plants, but I mean, to be perfectly honest, I don't massively care. Like, the fish are happy, that's the main thing. And I think it still looks nice, so yeah. But yeah, that's about it for the update on this tank, you guys. If you got any questions about it, please feel free to drop them down below. Make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, let me know what other kind of content you guys want to see. I've got quite a few ideas I'm working through. Some days I don't, like, you'll probably notice a lot of my videos, well, some of my videos are, you know, contentious, like the bottle bacteria video, like the arowana video. Sometimes I can't am not in the right space to be starting fights, basically. So I just want to show you guys my fish tanks, and that's what we've done today. So yeah, if there's either a particular tank you want me to walk you through, I'm more than happy to do that. Otherwise, if you've got a particular topic or something you want to hear about, I'll be more than happy to film a video for you guys, because I'm here for you. That's all that matters. So yeah, look forward to hearing from you guys, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.